Hello. For this card, I've used one of the new Delightful sentiment range. Sentiments, nailed it. And I thought this would be a great sentiment for somebody to have on a card to congratulate them on passing their driving test. So I've created what represents a garage, and I've used the Jalopy hot foil die, and just to kind of set the scene on this, I've used some grey card, some white card, some kind of stone coloured card, and I've created this texture just using an embossing folder that I happen to have. You could just leave it plain, you could do a completely different colour scheme and do a similar card to this, but this was just made up of some die cuts, and I used my Couture Creations mini scoreboard to create the kind of slatted effect on the garage door. So let me just show you that. So this is a little scoring board. I'm just going to put the camera up a little bit. A little scoring board. It's about A5 inside size. The actual score lines measure 13 centimetres across and 18 centimetres down. And it's just a convenient size to have on your desk and use for small things. It's also got area on the back for scoring and making small envelopes. But as I say, I used it for my garage door and to add some detail to the roof of the garage. And all I've done is literally put my piece of card in that I'd cut to size using a die, and then just go in every other slot and scored to create a slatted effect. Now I'm using some red foil card and my hand's in completely wrong place. Let me try it that way around. Yeah, maybe that works. So I'm just going in every other score line just to kind of create this slatted effect. And I did the same on the roof here. I actually got my triangle of card and put it in against the stop and just went in the first score line to give me some detail on the roof. So it's just a really useful size because it's not a huge thing to have on your desk. So that's the mini scoreboard. Now the foiled elements I've done with cut foil and embossed dies, but of course you don't have to foil them. You can ink them instead, or you can just emboss them. So I've done my sentiment here using some foil. The colour is called Driftwood. I really like it for kind of masculine cards. It's not quite as in your face as gold, but then I thought, well, it could look equally as good done in silver but on some of the grey cardstock. So I thought I'd try that now and see how that variation works. So I've got my cut foil and embossed die here. Now these have raised edges, raised areas that are quite flat, they don't cut, and then it has a cutting line around the outside and for cutting sort of a little bit of detail out. Okay, so they cut out and foil at the same time. Okay, so I've got my card, I've got some foil, and I like to tape my cut foil and embossed die down so that the two can't sort of slip and I end up a bit with no foil or the die off the edge of the card. So I've got that, and I've got on my Go Pressing foil my Couture Creations conversion plate. I'm just going to put that on there. I'm going to put it at a slight angle and close the lid, and I need to allow the die to warm up. Right, because although the Go Press is hot, the die isn't, it's still cold. So let me turn the camera around to where that is. So I'm just going to leave that on there for maybe a minute and let that warm up. Bear with me. Okay, so that's now, it went to a state where the red light was flashing to show it was heating, and now the green light's come on. So I'm going to roll it through my Big Shot Plus. rolling nice and slowly, giving the foil a chance to adhere. It's quite a stiff roll because it is cutting a die at the same time. I might just go one more time just to make sure. It's quite an intricate foiling pattern on this. Turn the camera back. Oh, it's definitely cut out. I'm just going to ease that off. Take the tape off there. Do be careful because the plate is quite hot. Oh, the die's fallen off. I just need to give this a wriggle, get it out of the card, and then get a wriggle again to get the foil to actually come off. And there we are. So there's a little bit of overfoiling to clean up, but that's quite good. So if I've got overfoiling on flat areas, I like to use a flat sand eraser, and because the foiling you want is kind of embossed into the card. As long as you keep it flat, then that foiling is safe. And then around the edges I use my creative detailer, and that has, let me focus on that. Oops. And spins. There we are. So basically you hold down the button and the rubber spins, and it just takes the foil off the edge. I'm just going to do one area. There we are. So that just takes the overfoiling off the edge quite quickly for you. I've just done this bit down here. I'll get the camera to focus. Is it going to cooperate? There we are. There we are. So that will clean up really nicely, and I think that would have worked on the card, but I quite like it in white as well. Oh, one bit of the die cut not come out there. Okay, so there we are. So that's how I made my card, and that can go up there. You see, would have worked with the silver and the grey, or you can do it in white, any colour combination you want. I did also try out the blue with the silver. Not sure about that or not. I like to keep all my foiling in the same colour, and it didn't really work for the car, but it would have worked for the sentiment. Okay, thank you for watching.